Okay guys, I have already deployed the previous application, so you can find it using this link. So our project is going to have two pages. So this is the demo page. This page will be shown when the user is not authenticated. So we are going to work on this page now. Now let's make our header. So at first I'm going to close all the files here, and inside this source I'm going to get rid of these assets. Okay, now we need to have a folder called components here, and inside here we need to have two more folders. The first one is going to be demo, and the second one is going to be home. So demo is this page, which will be shown when the user is not authenticated, and the home is for when the user is authenticated. So inside this demo we need to have a file called demo.jsx. You need to generate the React functional component here, and also we need to have a home component here, home.jsx. Okay, now we need to import it inside app.jsx. Make sure to save the files. Now to show each page separately, we need to install React Router DOM. So I'm going to open the terminal, and in here we need to install npm install React Router DOM, and also we are going to install React icons for our icon. Okay, now inside this main.jsx we need to wrap our app with browser router, and it's coming from React Router DOM. Okay, and now inside this app.jsx I'm going to get rid of this here, and we need to have routes first, which is coming from React Router DOM routes. Okay, and inside here we need to have this single route, which is a self-closing component, and we need to have a path for this. So the first one is going to be home, and we need to have this component inside this element. The component is going to be home. Okay, and also we need to have our demo here, route, path is going to be /demo, and element is going to be this demo. Now if I open the browser here, as you can see we are currently inside the home page, but if I write here demo, you can see I will be navigated to the demo page. Alright guys, now let's add our header inside this demo page. So again I'm going to navigate to demo here. Okay, so inside this demo folder I'm going to add a new file here, and it's gonna be demo header.jsx. We need to generate the React functional component here. Okay, and also we need to have a header for this home page. I'm going to add a new file and call that home header.jsx. Now let's import that inside our app.jsx. So in here we need to set a condition based on authentication. So for now I'm going to have a temporary auth variable here, which is false by default. Now down here we need to set a condition. So if the user is authenticated, we are going to show the home header. Otherwise we are going to show the demo header. Now let's import them. Okay, as you can see we have this demo header because this auth is false. Now if I change this to be true, you can see we have this home header. Okay, now I'm going to bring it back to false. Now let's work on our demo header. As you can see inside the header we have this logo and some navs. So if I scroll down, you can see the background of this header will be changed on scroll. And also if I click this button here, you can see we have a new model. So we are going to add this model as well. Now let's get started. At first I'm going to change this to be header, and inside here I'm going to have a new div. So this div will separate the logo and the navs. Now let's style this header. I'm going to give it a class name of border bottom. Border color is going to be black. And to make this position, as you can see, this is position sticky. We are going to use sticky as position. And top is going to be 0. Z index is going to be 50. Now for this div, I'm going to give it a class name. So we are going to have a size class. So this size will help us have a little padding from the left and right side. And I'm going to write this style inside index.css. As you can see, for a small version, the weight is going to be 95%. But for bigger version, which is started from medium devices, the weight is going to be 90%. And this is margin 0 auto. Now following that, we need to have a little height of 70 pixel. And also we need to add flex item center, and justify is going to be between. So in here, at first we need to add our logo, which is this one, and also in the right side we are going to add our navs. So now let's add the logo. The logo will have a link which is coming from React Router DOM, and it's going to be an image tag, and the source is going to be this image URL. And also we need to have an alt. I'm going to have logo here. Now let's check it. You can see we have this logo. So I'm going to have a class name here, and the height is going to be 2.5 frames. Okay, as you can see we have this logo here. Now let's add our navs. So actually I have stored all my navs inside a separate file which is called data. Now in here I'm going to have another div, and inside this div we need to have another div. Now I'm going to map through this nav.map. I'm going to get each link along with the index, and inside here I'm going to have another link which is coming from React Router DOM, and we need to write here link.title. Okay, and also our link should have a path. So this one is going to be redirected to the home page, and also this one will take us to the link.path. As you can see, we have title and path for each navs. Okay, we need to change this to be title. As you can see, we have our navs here, but we need to add 2 more buttons. I didn't add them inside this array because they are not links, but they are buttons. Okay, so I will add them separately. Now let's style these divs. So I'm going to give it a class name. Again, we need to add flex item center, and gap is going to be 5. So this flex will be between the divs and the buttons. If I add here button, you can see we have a little spacing between them. Okay, now let's add styling for this div. So for mobile version, the links will be hidden. Text size is going to be small. And for bigger devices, which is start from small devices, it's going to be flexed item center, and gap is going to be 5. Okay, you can see they are our navs. And actually, because we have used this map here, we need to have a key. So the key is going to be indexed. Okay, now let's add our buttons. For the buttons, we need to have another div, and the class name is going to be relative. Okay, and also we need to have 2 buttons here. So the first one is going to be sign in, and also we have another button which is called get started. Okay, you can see we have them here. Okay, now let's style this button. I'm going to add a class name here. For mobile devices, it's gonna be hidden, text small. For small devices, flex, item center, and gap is going to be 5. Okay, now you can see we have this button here. Now let's style the other button here. So in here I'm going to write a class name. We need to give it a background of black color. Text is going to be white, rounded full, and padding from the left and right side is going to be 3. Padding is going to be 2. Text is going to be small, and we need to give it a font weight of medium. Now let's check it. As you can see, we have this button here, which is similar to this one. Okay, but they are on top of each other. This is because I need to take out this button from here, because this is not belong to this div. Okay, so now if I check it, you can see we have this button beside each others. Alright, we are done with this. Now let's work on this scrolling. So if I scroll down, you can see the background color will be changed, and also the background color of this button will be changed here. Okay, so our background color is going to be that yellow color, which is this one. So we are going to get this yellow color from the tailwind.config.js file. So I'm going to open this here, and we need to replace this code with another one. Okay, as you can see, we have these colors here, which is black one banner. So we are going to use these colors inside our component. We have this font family, and we have this grid template columns. So we are going to use this for responsive cards. Okay, now inside this demo header, I'm going to change this to be BG banner. As you can see, we have a different background color, but let's add this demo for a couple of times to make it scrolling. So I'm going to add this here, but we need to add them inside a fragment. Okay, now you can see I can scroll. So we need to have a new function to make this scrolling animation here. So I'm going to open this demo header again. At first we need to have a use state hook here. So in here I'm going to say is active, set is active, which is equal to use state hook, and it's going to be false by default. Okay, now we need to have a use effect hook here, and inside here I'm going to have a new function, and I'm going to call that scroll me, which is equal to this arrow function. And in here we need to set a condition. So if window.scroll is greater than 50, then we are going to set this is active to be true. Otherwise we are going to set this to be false. Okay, so this is our scroll function. Now down here we need to have an event listener for window.add event listener. We are going to listen to this scroll and add this function here, scroll me. Okay, so now based on this use state hook, we are going to change the background color. So I'm going to change this double quote to be a template string. Okay, and I'm going to make a new line here, and here I'm going to say if is active is true, then I'm going to change the background color to be white. Otherwise I want the background color to be this yellow color. Okay, now as you can see, by default we have this yellow background color, but if I scroll down, you can see the background color will be changed automatically. To make it smoothly, you can add transition. So following this, I can add transition all, and the duration is going to be 500. Okay, now let's check it. So if I scroll down, you can see the background color will be changed so smoothly. Now let's change the background color of this button. So when I scroll, the background color will be changed to be green. So again, in here, I'm going to change this double quote to be a temporary string again. Okay, and inside here, so I'm going to say if there is active, then I'm going to change the background color to be green and 700. Otherwise, the background color is going to be black, and we can just delete this black background color from here. Okay, so if I scroll down, you can see we have a different background color here. Alright guys, our header is ready. Now let's make this sign in and sign up model.